I've got an old mule and her name is Sal, 15 years on the Erie Canal. She's a good old worker and a good old pal, 15 years on the Erie Canal.
I'm here with Jim DeNearing at Lock 28A, which is one of the more interesting locks here on the canal.
Yeah, we have the westernmost dry dock on the system, one of only 3 remaining open operating dry docks.
The other 2 are where?
The other one, there's one in Utica and there's one down in the Cohoes flight.
We have tender number 1 with Barge 2A, which Jim was saying is an old railroad crane put on a barge in about 1920, you said?
Yeah, the history is unclear. I haven't been able to find anybody who really knows the history, but they were very typical of what was used in building the Barge Canal here. So I'm told that it dates back to the early 20s. It could be even older than that, because that style was very prevalent. It was very easy to push a stationary rail derrick at the time and to put it onto a barge. And of course they have the quarters. Those were more or less a liveaboard for the crew. There's a berth, there's a galley, and a head and washroom.
And what are the cranes mostly used for these days?
That was mostly used recently for just picking debris from the banks, like logs and stuff, trees that were hanging over the canal or down in the water sometimes.
Yep.
They have smaller boats that patrol, pick up logs, like the big one over here that's tied off. But they don't use it for maintenance with the clamshell bucket. They could latch on to whatever they needed to and pull it out.
Then I see we have another barge in the a crane in the dry dock here. It looks much more modern.
That is the DB6. That's out of service for hull plates right now.
And then there looks to be a crew quarters.
Surplus. What they are doing is they are phasing out the older stuff that is very high maintenance, very costly to maintain, needs a lot of work to maintain, in favor of more mobile stuff. They're using crawler cranes now on barges like the Poseidon barge up here. Those are a modular barge that can be connected in almost any configuration. They can go 2, 4, 6, 8 wide, 2, 4, 6, 8, as long as they need to. The only limitation is the width and length of the lock.
And putting a crawler crane on it makes a lot of sense.
Right.
And then
it has built-in ramps on the front. You just run it up to a wall somewhere or one of the loading stations and run the crawler crane right onto it and do everything right from on the barge with the crawler crane.